Please join me in welcoming tonight's keynote speaker, Evan Thomas.
All right. First off, I'm going to go off script just a second here. I want to thank Kaylee for sharing her story. I have two little girls that are right here. Sorry. I just know that that's inspiring to them, so I appreciate you. All right, back on script. And you'll excuse me in my speech here. You're gonna hear some things over again. Aaron didn't tell me that they're putting this video on, so but let's get after it. Good evening, everyone. First, I want to thank AJAC for inviting me to be here tonight. It's truly an honor to stand here and celebrate the accomplishments of the class of 2026. And to the graduates, congratulations. Tonight we celebrate 69 apprentices representing 52 companies. I'm now going to list every single company that is here. No, I won't do that. But different companies, different job titles, different paths, but one thing connects all of you. You chose to develop a craft. You chose to develop or build real skills. And you chose a profession that quite literally builds the world around us. One of the things people often assume about someone in manufacturing is that they must have always known they wanted to do this. That wasn't my story. Like you heard, I didn't take a shop class in high school. I didn't grow up machining parts in a garage. Manufacturing wasn't something that was presented to me early in life. Like a lot of people, I was simply looking for an opportunity. I remember being in my early 20s, hanging out with a buddy of mine. His mom worked at Boeing in some capacity, and she casually mentioned that we should think about working there. And I remember asking a simple question: how would I even do that? Because at that point, I had no manufacturing skills. I didn't know anything about machining. The only thing I really knew about the Boeing company was sometimes they went on strike. And the kids whose parents worked there, they wore Nikes. So clearly something good was happening there. But I didn't know how to get into it. So I went and asked my mom, who was already introduced, sitting right here. Marie Bruin is her name. She's built a career in workforce development here in the state of Washington. She told me, why don't you try the machining program at Bates Technical College? So I signed up for a 2-quarter machining certificate program. And to be honest with you, I barely made it through. I passed, but just barely. But something important happened during that program. I realized I was a visual learner when I could see something, when I could touch something, when I could build something. And that's when things started to click. Now, I'll be honest, the first time someone handed me a blueprint, a micrometer, and started talking about tolerances, speeds and feeds, and tool offsets, I felt like I was enrolled in a class that was written in an entirely different language. People were saying things like, hold plus or minus 0.2, adjust your feed rate, comp the tool, watch your chip load. And I remember thinking, what language are these people speaking? Because when you first get into machining, it sounds less like a job and more like someone handed you a dictionary written in complete decimals. Then someone says something like, just take 0.2 off that. And you're thinking, 0.2 of what exactly? But eventually it started to make sense. And that's the thing about machining. At first it feels impossible. But once it clicks, it becomes a skill that stays with you for life. After that program, I tried to get into manufacturing. And at first, it didn't go great. I had a couple jobs that didn't work out. There were plenty of moments early in my career when I thought about quitting. Anyone who has been through apprenticeship knows the long shifts, the difficult setups, the mistakes. And if we're being honest, every machinist remembers their first big mistake. Mine taught me something important about machining. The machine might be expensive, but the lesson is always free. Sometimes a very expensive lesson, but still free. But every time I hit one of those difficult moments, I reminded myself of something. My goal wasn't just the next day or the next job. My goal was that journey level card. That card meant something. It meant skill. It meant credibility. It meant I had truly learned the craft. And so I stayed focused on that goal. In 2013, I entered the apprenticeship program through AJAC. And standing here today means a lot to me because I'm also an AJAC graduate. I was part of the AJAC class of 2017. So not too long ago, I was sitting right where you're sitting. During those early years, I was also a young father. I worked swing shift in the shop. I'd get home late at night. And then in the morning, I'd get up, take care of my daughter until her mom got home from work. And then I'd turn around and head right back to my shift. It wasn't glamorous. It wasn't easy, but I knew something important. Every day I showed up, I was building something bigger than myself. I was building stability, I was building opportunity, and I was building a future for my family. My daughters, Kellen and Ryan, continue to be one of the biggest motivations in my life. And my mom was another person who pushed me to keep things going when it got difficult. When I look back on my career, I realized something important. I didn't do it alone. There were many people who helped me along the way, people who took time to teach me, people who answered questions, people who showed me the ropes in the shop. And because of that support, my life has really been built around paying it forward. Manufacturing also gave me the opportunity to work on incredible products. At one point in my career, I had the chance to machine the gears that help rotate the Space Needle. So if you've ever visited Seattle and watched that restaurant slowly rotate, at the top of the tower, there's a small part of my work helping make that happen. I've also machined parts for the 10,000-year clock, a project designed to keep time for the next 10,000 years. A part you machine today could still be doing its job thousands of years from now. And like many machinists in Washington State, I also spent time as a general machinist at Boeing. And not today, but I wear Nikes. But somewhere along the way, I realized something. The most meaningful part of my career wasn't the parts I was making. It was the people I was helping. Another reason I felt strongly about giving back is something I noticed early in my career. As an African-American male, I didn't see a lot of diversity in the manufacturing spaces I worked in. And I believe this industry had room to open doors for more people, more backgrounds, more perspectives, more opportunity, because talent exists everywhere. Opportunity just doesn't always reach everyone. That belief became a big part of why I moved into teaching. My first teaching job was at Hazen High School in the Renton School District. During that time, I had the opportunity to work alongside someone who has had a huge impact on my journey, Creed Nelson, who is now the AJAC Youth Apprenticeship Manager. Creed had been teaching nearly 20 years when I started, and he helped me figure out how to connect with high school students, which is a skill all on its own. Later, I had the opportunity to support him while he was teaching youth apprentices at Lindbergh High School. Over the past 7 years, we've continued to work together. He started calling me Dr. Opportunity. And honestly, I've come to embrace that title because I truly believe opportunity changes lives. Today, I teach in the Advanced Manufacturing program at the Pierce County Skills Center. And one of the things I'm most proud of is helping start our AJAC Youth Apprenticeship pathway. Now, during their senior year of high school, my second year students have the opportunity to go work in a real machine shop through AJAC. Instead of sitting in my classroom 5 days a week, they spend 3 days working in industry and 2 days continuing their education. Seeing those students step into that opportunity has been one of the most rewarding things I've experienced as a teacher. Because there isn't much more rewarding than watching your students succeed, watching them discover their potential, and realizing just how much possibility exists for their future. And that brings us to the heart of tonight's message, paying it forward. Every person in this room got here because someone helped them along the way. Someone answered a question, Someone showed them something. Someone gave them an opportunity. Now, as graduates, you become that person for someone else. Because right now, the manufacturing industry needs you more than ever. Many experienced workers are retiring, and with them goes decades of knowledge. But every time you help someone learn a skill, every time you show someone how to run a machine, every time you take a few minutes to help someone understand a process, you strengthen the future of this entire industry. And the funny thing about machining is just that when you think you finally understand everything, something changes. A new machine, a new process, a new technology. Someone walks up and says, "Hey, can you run this 5-axis machine?" You say, "Sure." And then you go Google it. Someone new might walk into your shop tomorrow feeling unsure of themselves, just like you once were. And in that moment, you'll have a choice. You can walk away, or you can step in and help. And when you do, you continue the tradition that built this entire industry. Tonight, you walk away with a title that means something: Journey Level Professional. You've proven you have the skill, you've proven that you have the discipline, and you've proven that you can do the work. But with that title also comes responsibility. The responsibility to keep learning, the responsibility to keep improving, and the responsibility to help someone else find their path. Because the greatest compliment you will ever receive in this field, it isn't someone saying that you're good at your job. The greatest compliment is when someone says, "I learned that from you." And if you're really lucky, they won't crash the machine the week after learning it. Before I close, I want to thank the instructors, the employers, families, supporters who have helped make this moment possible. And to the class of 2026, you've worked hard, you've earned this moment, and the future of manufacturing is stronger because of you. Congratulations, and remember, you are truly built for what's next. Thank you.